Hey guys, welcome to Elevate Online Experience. What an awesome day, and what an awesome day to have you guys. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the Easter Sunday experience. If you guys at home are enjoying our content, like us, share us with your mates, and subscribe so you get the notifications during your week. Our good friends at Gateway Church in Melbourne are taking today's worship. We hope you enjoy it.
I close my eyes and colors fly. There's no hiding from your grace. I can't deny your heart for mine, and it's unrelenting chase. I was on the edge of deception, caught up in my own hesitation, until your love took over me. Oh, so I let go and I let love show me life like it's supposed to be. An oasis, you awaits us, all the freedom I never need. Now I'm alive. Oh la la, when I let go and I find life. Oh la la, when I let go and I find life. La 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 la. When I let go and I find life.
The highway is calling me to a life unlike before. The Father's heart is beckoning, and I can't resist no more. Lead me in the ways of devotion. I don't wanna get caught in the motions. My heart is only for you, Lord. Oh.
So I let go and I let love show me life like it's supposed to be. An oasis, you await us, all the freedom I'll ever need. Now I'm alive. Oh la la, when I let go then I'll find life. Oh la la, when I let go then I'll find life. La 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 la. When I let go then I'll find life. Come on. So I let go and I let love show me life like it's supposed to be. An oasis, here awaits us, all the freedom I'll ever need. Now I'm alive. When I let go, then I'll find life. When I let go, then I'll find life. La 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 la. When I let go, then I'll find life. Ooh la la, ooh la la. When I let go, then I'll find life. Ooh la la, ooh la la. When I let go, then I'll find life.
Right here. This is where Jesus was kneeling when they came and grabbed him.
And I came in from this direction with my sword drawn, and I cut off the ear of the servant of the high priest, reacted exactly the way Jesus told us not to. And Jesus, he picks up that man's ear. And he puts it right on his head, like it had always been there. But that's what he did. Jesus was always fixing people's messes. You know, I said I didn't know him that night. 3 times. 3 times. I denied my friend. He told me I was going to do it before I even did it. And like an idiot, I argued with him. But he was right. He's always right. He told us he was going to die before he died. But you know what he did? You know what he did when he came back to life? That morning when he came back to life, he gave me the opportunity to tell him I loved him. 3 times. 3. He knew. That was my greatest regret. But that's how he does it. When it settles here, it changes here. And that turns the past upside down. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what happened that night, because of what happened that morning. Because he beat death. He is alive. Alive!
It was Friday afternoon, and Jesus is dead. His brutalized body hanging without life on a cross dropped into a hole in the dirt. His executioners had dug the holes, prepared the place, and done their job with ruthless efficiency. This wasn't how it was supposed to be. The hope of mankind overcome by powers of hell, by the shadow of a grave. We once knew what it was like to rule and reign on the earth. We were made to live in the light, in relationship, in purpose. We were made for more than what we've come to accept as normal. Ever since the garden, Satan and his kingdom have been tightening their grip. Darkness has ruled, evil, chaos, suffering, hopelessness. We've been enslaved and crippled by the holes the enemy has been digging for us too. But instead of killing the Messiah, the cross became a catalyst for salvation. The hole that was dug to hold an instrument of shame and death was instead filled with an instrument to bring healing and new life. That's the way God is. Nothing is impossible with him. He's always restoring, always renewing, always able to take what was meant for evil and turn it for good, to take our graves and turn them into gardens. Why? Because he never gave up on his plan. He has never given up on us. He knows what we don't, that you can't have resurrection life without death. Jesus. He died so we can have lives of purpose and power over the grave. He is not dead. He is alive. And because he lives, we can live again.
I searched the world, but it couldn't fill me. And man's empty praise and treasures that fade are never enough. Then you came along and put me back together. And every desire is now satisfied here in your love. Oh, there's nothing better than you. There's nothing better than you, Lord. There's nothing is better than you. Afraid to show you my weakness, my failures and flaws. Lord, you've seen them all, and you still call me friend. Yeah, 'cause the God of the mountain is the God of the valley. There's not a place your mercy and grace won't find me again. Come on now. Oh, there's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing is better than you. Turn mourning to dancing. You give beauty for ashes. You turn shame into glory. You're the only one who can. You turn mourning to dancing. You give beauty for ashes. Turn shame
Hey there to our Elevate Online family, and happy Easter to you. It's great to have you with us for this incredible day, the most exciting day of the year, I think, where we celebrate the fact that Jesus is risen. And this whole weekend, we gathered together both live and online on Good Friday, and then again today on Easter Sunday, we've gathered together here in Perth live, and we're gathering virtually online for what we've called Easter Upside Down. And so, by the way, if you missed Good Friday, I encourage you to go back and watch that entire online experience. It's very, very powerful. And it'll really connect these 2 days, Friday and Sunday. There's no Sunday without Friday. There's no Friday without Sunday. They're very much two sides of the same coin. And so here we are, Easter Sunday, 2021. And I want to talk about sleep for a minute. I wonder how many of you would identify as being morning people. You know, you're not even sure if your alarm or your phone has a snooze button, and if it does, you've never hit it because you're a morning person. What about night people? Any night people out there? Yeah, I know. If hitting the snooze button was an Olympic sport, you'd be a gold medal contender. Your theme song is Lionel Richie's All Night Long. And no judgment here, but just saying, there are morning people and there are night people. What about sleep talkers? Any sleep talkers out there? Possibly you don't even know if you are, unless, of course, you're married. And if you're married, then you probably do know that you are because you're constantly being told through the night to shut up. In fact, there's a blog out there called The Sleep Talking Man, where the wife of the gentleman actually records and posts things that he says through the night as he sleep talks. Here's a few examples. One night, she caught him saying, "It was such a good idea giving the guinea pigs wings. Flappy, 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 fat bats, fat bats." Yeah, pretty random, I know. Here's one that she recorded him saying, "Shh, shh, I'm telling you, your voice, my ears, a bad combination." Which, if he was referring to her voice, he's glad that he was asleep and wasn't aware that he was saying this. And here's a little bonus one that she recorded him saying, "Your mum is at the door again, bury me deep." So that's sleep talkers. What about sleepwalkers? Any sleepwalkers out there? I'm not a sleepwalker, but I literally know of one time. I could have done it more, I don't think so, but one time when I was about 7 years old, my mum obviously told me this later growing up, I sleepwalked. And it was pretty simple. I needed to go to the toilet. I needed to do a number one. And in my parents' house growing up, to get to the toilet, you would have to go down the corridor, go into the laundry, and then turn right. And onto the right was the little room with the toilet. However, this particular evening where I went sleepwalking to do a number one, I went down the corridor into the laundry, and instead of taking a right, I took a left. And instead of lifting the toilet seat, I lifted the lid of the laundry hamper, and I did my number one, and I went back to bed, no problem. Thankfully, that was the dirty clothes laundry hamper, which were going to get washed anyway. But sleepwalking, you know, this is how a lot of people get through life. You know, they become kind of numb to the highs and the lows and just living like a flatlined existence, just kind of sleepwalking through life. But here's the reality. Being alive doesn't guarantee you're actually living. Now, I strongly commend and applaud and admire and respect those of you who are consistently doing the fundamentals, many of which aren't very sexy. You know, you're working hard, you're putting in the commitment and the determination to raise kids, and you're investing in your marriage, and some of that is what we would call just chop wood, carry water. You know, it's not sexy, but it's important. And it needs to be done. So I'm not talking about that sort of stuff. I'm not saying everything needs to be Instagrammable. Everything about your life needs to be mountaintops. No, absolutely not. But there is, on the other hand, a dark side to us sleepwalking through life. And this is where we start to just settle for less than God's best, where we start to lose hope, where we start to abandon dreams, where we start to think more about the good things in the past rather than expecting more good things in the future. You know, you're going through life, but not much life is going through you. And if that's you, if you're in that situation, or you've been in that situation, or if you ever find yourself coming into that kind of situation where you're going through life, but there's not much life going through you, then Paul has some incredible advice, which is wrapped up in a core message of Easter Sunday. And this is what Paul wrote. And he wrote it to, Paul was one of the leaders of the early church, and he wrote this letter to the church, the Christian church in Ephesus. And they were in their infancy as a church, and they wouldn't have even celebrated many Easters up to that point. And he wrote this to them, this instruction: don't waste your time on useless work, mere busy work, the barren pursuits of darkness. No, expose these things for the sham they are. It's a scandal when people waste their lives on things they must do in the darkness where no one will see. Now, rip the cover off those frauds and see how attractive they look in the light of Christ. And then he goes on to quote what many experts think was probably a song that they might sing around Easter in that time, in that community. Wake up from your sleep, climb out of your coffins, Christ will show you the light. So watch your step, use your head, and make the most of every chance you'll get. Now, Paul tees off in this bit of instruction, calling out useless work. Don't waste your time on useless work. And again, he's not, and I don't think, and this is, I've already said this, he's not poo-pooing going to do, to a job that you're involved in that might not be glamorous. Doing the sorts of things in your family and your community and so on that might not be sexy. Not poo-pooing that, but rather unimportant things, the wrong sort of priorities, the sort of stuff that our Western culture in particular tells us are the most important things. Newer, bigger, better, shinier. And zeroing in on those things and living for yourself and putting yourself at the center of the universe and becoming like the Walking Dead, just in this mindless, endless pursuit of unimportant things. And he's saying, no, Jesus wants to tell you there's more to life than just you. There's more to life than just stuff. There's more to life than just newer, shinier, bigger, better. There's more purpose. There's more reasons to live beyond just those sorts of things. So instead, he says, wake up from your sleep, climb out of your coffins, and Christ will show you the light. See, the problem when we put ourselves at the center of the universe is over time, our heart actually shrinks. When God would instead want our heart to expand. We start to live smaller and smaller. Our goals, our objectives are just about us, and we're always first, and we're always the more important thing. And Easter reminds us that Jesus has called us to much more than this. He's come to wake us up, to remind us that we have purpose. In fact, to turn everything upside down. One of the best-selling books of all time, in fact, is a book called The Purpose-Driven Life. And it was written in 2002 by Rick Warren. Rick Warren leads Saddleback Community Church in Orange County, Southern California. Written in 2002. It was on the New York Times bestseller list for 92 weeks, nearly 2 years. To date, it's sold over 50 million copies in 85 languages. Purpose-Driven Life. What a great title. And the idea is that in the book is Rick outlines the 5 key purposes for human beings on this planet. And I can see why a lot of people bought that book. The purpose-driven life. I mean, wow. Who doesn't want that? I mean, okay, yes, some people don't, but at least 50 million people do, it would seem. But here's the catch. The opening line of this book, remember, the purpose-driven life. The opening line of this book, the very thing that Rick chose to start with, is this line. It's not about you. And I gotta wonder how many people might have gone and asked for a refund on that book before they even read any further. Like, what? I didn't buy this to just be told it's not about me. I bought this because I want it to be about me. I want to know what my purpose is. And Rick's like, no. First of all, you need to understand that it's not about you. And Rick uses the book to turn people's thinking upside down, and ultimately stories after stories after stories right around the world can be found of people that God used that book to turn their life upside down and give them new meaning and new purpose. Something I just want to kind of land this with is I'm also aware that one of the reasons some people hold back or shrink back is that they don't feel like they have anything to give. They don't feel like they are enough. I mean, if you don't think that you're enough, you don't feel like you've got anything extra, any sort of overflow. And yet Easter reminds us that because Jesus rose up, you can rise up, that there's something in you, there's purpose, there's meaning, there's capacity that God wants to continue to expand to make your life larger and heart larger so that you can actually give out. You can give out of growth and out of overflow. And one of the things at the very core of that is understanding who you are. We said on Friday that some people are worth dying for. And you're one of those people that Jesus died for. And when he died for you. When he rose again so that you could understand that there's new life, new hope, new identity, new purpose, new meaning available to you. So this was Paul's pro tip. When you wake up from your sleep, climb out of your coffins, Christ will show you the light. And one of my favorite spoken word pieces in recent years is by Hosanna Wong. And she calls it, I Have a New Name. And I just want to read a few slices from that. It's incredible. It's incredibly powerful reminder that because Jesus rose to give you and me new life, new hope, new meaning, new purpose, that turns everything. When we get that turns everything upside down. My name is not the name the world calls me. My name is not the name my past calls me. My name is not even the name my own mirror calls me. But my name is the name I answer to. And I can choose today, from this moment forward, to answer to a new name. When I hear lonely, that's not me. When I hear disgusting, that's not me. When I hear unworthy, I don't even look over my shoulder. When I hear broken, they must have confused me. Please look elsewhere. No, the names that my Father, eternity's author, the world's creator, has called me are the only names that I answer to. When I hear friend of God, that's my name. God's workmanship, that's my name. Chosen, that's my name. Loved, wanted, created with a purpose, that's my name. God's temple, that's my name. God's messenger, that's my name. Free, that's my name. Child of God, you must be looking for me. Greatly loved, you must be calling for me. Brand new, that is my name. That is the name that I respond to. The enemy has no power here. Perfect love casts out all fear, and perfect love has named me and you. As for me, my name is forgiven, my name is free, my name is brand new, loved, wanted, child of God, created with a purpose. And it's been a pleasure to meet you. Friends, this Easter, wake up from your sleep, climb out of your coffins, and Christ will show you the light. Allow him to turn your heart and your world upside down.
If you guys at home would like to partner up with us in reaching in and building into people all around the world, the ways to give can be found just below. Next week is week 1 of our brand new series, Are You Expecting? We'd love to see you then. Until then, have a great week.